In the Glasshouse, Peter Costello's big night.
Mr. Treasurer, why do you want to put nude pictures of yourself in the margins of the budget papers?
Well, then you'd look at that.
Welcome to the Glasshouse! Tonight, from the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, we ask the question, if the impossible happens and we beat Dancing with the Stars for the light entertainment Logie, will that make me the new Daryl Summers? Although it'd also make Dave Dickie Nee. More news than red carpet burns this week. In a bid to make our great country just that little bit more exclusive, the government is thinking of introducing a compulsory citizenship test for new migrants that have to be able to speak a functional level of English. At all the airports, we're going to put out a welcome mat. If you can't read it, you aren't. Still, I'm not sure this is a good idea. If all migrants can speak fluent English and are educated enough to know our values, they're probably not going to want to do all the shitty jobs we normally get migrants to do. Miracle in Tasmania, 2 miners trapped in the Beaconsfield gold mine for 7 days are alive and well, if a bit squashed. Now they're mini miners. Still, it's terrific news, and Tasmania is also a great chance to do very well in this year's National Hide and Seek Championships. And now the government knows people can survive in a dark hole with no food and water. Look out for another review of our refugee policy. And Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes have named their daughter Suri, meaning a red rose or princess, but only because Katie put her foot down against Mission Impossible 4. Suri also means get out of here in Hebrew, pickpocket in Japanese, trouser in Ethiopian, burglary in Bengali, pointy nose in some Indian dialects, and pig in Punjabi. Well, at least Apple and Moses Peltrell will have someone to sit next to in therapy. Congrats!
News from the front, Will Kyder. The government is recruiting university academics around the country as spies in the war against terror. They'll be asked to alert Canberra to enrolment inquiries by students from countries suspected of having weapons of mass destruction. That'd be students from the US and the UK, wouldn't it? In particular, they're looking for students from countries which have used weapons of mass destruction, so that's pretty much just the Americans. Academics are thrilled at the idea of leading a secret double life. By day, he's a mild-mannered topological maths professor. By night, he becomes Agent 003.149, licensed to triangulate. Some of the subjects they'll be keeping an eye on are how intelligence is manipulated, what the government is really doing, and how to hide $1 million in a bag of wheat. But is there really any point in alerting Canberra to anything? It's not like they're going to remember it.
I'm bloody very angry this week, I can tell you. Victorian Principals Association is worried that the banning of soft drinks in schools is going to send the canteens broke. I say hang tough, canteens. You survived the banning of heroin, you can survive this too. Remember those days when you get a pie and a vanilla slice and a couple of grams of smack in your lunch order? They were great days, but they're gone. All right, do you remember those days? No. Maybe it was just my school. No, but seriously though, and you know what they're going to do apparently to compensate? To make profits now, the canteens are going to do more Lamington drives. So to compensate for your bloody students not being able to suck any more sugar down their guts, you're going to force cake on the bloody general public. We want people to be thinner, not fatter, dickheads. No, it's good on them, no. But they whinge, they say we do important stuff, you know. We fund, canteen profits fund things like school uniforms. And apparently it costs a lot of money to kid out the fat little bastards, all right? What's wrong with being fat anyway? I mean, if you're not fat, you're not going to get on the hot new TV show Biggest Loser, are you? You got to be fat. And that's a great show, and the winner was announced last week, Andrew, you know? That man lost 50 kilos, he gained $200,000 and enough spare skin to reupholster his couch.
All right, let's get to it. Join your Mika and Dave to throw some stones in the Glasshouse tonight from Gimme Your Left Shoe at Federation Square and about to head off into the wilds of Victoria on the Comedy Festival Roadshow, Scotland's favourite son, Phil Kay. And from Rove Live and before the game, that macho Melbourne man, Peter Hallier. All right, movers and shakers. First up, the growing business of do-it-yourself hypnotherapy. There are now self-help CDs for almost every facet of life. Yeah. There's even self-hypnosis for dummies. Keep your eyes on the spinning gold watch. If you buy my CD, I can afford another one. There's also a disc for ADHD, which starts, you are getting sleepy. You are, sit down. You are, take the crayon out of your nose and listen. Pete, you like to feel sleepy. Do you believe in hypnotherapy?
Well, of course I do, and this is the reason. I was a big fan of the A-Team.
Yeah.
Right. Now, every time Mr. T didn't want to get on an aeroplane,
sure,
they used to hypnotise him.
Right.
Simple as that. Yep. So that's why I think. And to be honest, in my experience, there's only so many times you can find yourself in a room full of dead hookers and think, how did I get here?
I got hypnotised once, it just didn't work. The guy said, count to 10 and you'll miss out the number 7. And so I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Just for you, I felt no power.
What were you getting hypnotherapy for?
Nothing, it was a journalist article to see if I could be hypnotised. Not very funny, move on.
You have been.
A friend of mine had hypnobirthing, like she
hypnotised
herself. She hypnotised herself so that she wouldn't feel pain when she was giving birth.
That's ridiculous.
Did it work?
3 days of lying on the couch waiting for the baby to come out. When it was crowning, they decided to walk to the hospital.
What, with the baby hanging out?
With the baby, yeah. I think she just turned and went, I think this might need to come out.
Hypnobirthing could not possibly work. No amount of swinging a fog watch in front of a woman is going to convince her that squeezing a human being out of a human vagina is not going to be painful.
My girlfriend the other night said to me, he said, did you know that the pain of childbirth is 100 times more painful than period pain? And I said...
and strangely, during childbirth, they complain 100 times more as well.
Do
so
they?
it all works out.
Do they blame you? Is it your fault?
I got a lot of blame. I got stuff thrown at me.
Yeah.
I got just a lot of screaming and Phil, yes.
We decided to have a very holistic birth and we kept the placenta, myself and Diane. We had a kid here in Melbourne, funnily enough, 9 years ago. Isn't life an amazing circle?
Yes.
Anyway, and we kept the placenta. We were going to eat it. We were going to eat the placenta because you nutrients. We're the only mammal. What don't? And so we kept the placenta. I was grilling it and I burnt it. It was awful because like...
Yeah, you can't burn the placenta.
We were sitting through in the living room and we were just chatting and stuff. Go, what's that? The placenta!
Did you eat it? Did you eat it in the end?
It's not a phrase you hear often. The placenta.
What is wrong with having your baby, taking it home and leaving the hospital staff to mop up? What is wrong with that? Phil.
Essentially, what's wrong with it is that we're giving away all the elements that made us a successful race and turning us into a bit sad in cities.
Right.
That's what's wrong with it. We're giving everything away when you don't. You want to keep your placenta and get in it. And keep your skills as humans.
What if your placenta got stuck in your beard? Would you just leave it for later?
What do you mean? Does it get stuck in your beard? What do you mean?
Does it get stuck in the beard?
What does anything get stuck in the beard?
I have a beard, I don't know.
Well, take a guess. Yes, it gets stuck in the beard.
It's like both the grumpy old men from the Muppets in one.
Thank you.
Our next mover and shakers come from a kindergarten in the US which is putting a robot in with the children to find out what it takes for machines and humans to develop long-term relationships. And the robot works really well with the kids, unless it's set to destroy. As the bots become smarter and friendlier, they'll eventually become nicer than children and give parents a low-cost alternative. He's toilet trained, he doesn't throw tantrums, and he's ideal for our plans of global conquest. He's also a great garbage disposal unit.
Seriously, Phil, you can't. While Will's doing his jokes, you cannot bring out 2 table tennis bats. I mean, that's just bloody rude, I reckon. And some bloody gaffer tape.
The thing was, I just shit myself because I thought you were about to bring in a plane. I was like...
So, Dave, once again, you're saying I can't do it? I have. I'm saying that I'm preparing for my segment that's coming up next.
Tonya Todman's really let herself go.
That is unfair. Seriously, though, Phil, if that is your court, you've got far too much space over here.
Husey, it's TV. You can't interrupt Will's space before your segment.
I'm worried. I'm quite worried about what he's going to use for a ball, though.
Don't give him ideas.
Or for kids you don't like but still want to keep, just dress the robot as Evil Teddy or Scary Clown. I don't even know why I'm bothering. Out
of the question. That looks like the AFI award we won.
Can you ever remember what we're talking about? I have no idea.
Kids and robots.
Kids and robots. Still, it does encourage children's technical skills. Many of them will go on to dismantle the cat to see how it works.
You can't give a regular panelist the birds.
Phil, you're doing a show for the tots at the moment. How do you think they'll get on with a robot?
Now you're allowed your ball back.
Thank you. So, essentially, a few minutes are mine, yeah? All right. Let's... Husey, I want to play you. Now, my objective is to have fun and play. I'm doing a show for children because obviously I love children, I have children, and children own the city, whatever it looks like. I mean, I'm serious about it, which is why I have the tattoo of my child's drawing. Here, if you get close, you'll see that, but too late. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, Husey, I want to build a bridge back between us because obviously we're different sides of the world and different sides of the net. Now, what I mean is, fuck me. Because...
Quiet, please.
But Husey...
Hey, to serve.
Husey, you've got to speak whilst doing this, buddy.
Come on!
And... 1-0. Now, Husey.
Yeah.
Play is a serious business, and a play...
Do I want to win or not?
I'm going to do your short serve. Watch out. Now, play is a serious business.
That was going to land in!
It wasn't going to...
Is that my point?
Point to Hughes.
Thank you.
I'm ball boy. I'm an umpire.
Now, play is a... serious business. Because play... Play is a serious business.
Right.
Children are brilliant at playing.
Come on, just get on with it, idiot.
Okay.
Wow, that's a Husey gone all Leighton Hewitt.
Come on! next to Quench, next to... Fine ball boy you are.
It's okay, I have another ball or two.
Nose.
I think that player's been seated.
Yes, when I considered coming on tonight, not once did I consider getting the scrotum out. I don't know what I was thinking.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please thank Peter Hellier and Phil Kay!
Later in the Glasshouse, Kevin Rudd reveals the small print on every workplace agreement states, I, the undersigned, am hereby the Prime Minister's bitch.
That's the bottom line here, and John Howard knows it.
Peter Costello claims the baby bonus is costing the government far too much money.
Let me disappoint some people and say it is not the time to make whoopee.
And John Howard orders an X-ray of Brendan Nelson's brain.
I haven't the faintest idea what they will find.
Coming off the bench for the second big half, he's doing one more show on Saturday night at the Athenaeum, that charming British man, Stephen K. Amos. And he's starring in Leveland and doing late-night stand-up at the Town Hall too. It's a big place. The Canadian curmudgeon, Mike Wilmot.
Is that what
you do? In the UK, the BBC has launched a translation website for Americans having difficulty understanding what the hell British TV characters are talking about. The interactive dictionary will even help the Yanks with Cockney rhyming slang, which was apparently invented by criminals to make them sound more colourful on the bill. The Americans have a lot to learn. Most of them think a Cockney is a hat for your penis. Possibly could have done with one of those about 3 minutes ago. Mike, you're a big fan of the USA. How smart are they?
Oh, dumb as stumps. I actually did a movie called It's All Gone Pete Tong, and I spent like a year getting interviewed by, what's Cockney slang?
Yeah.
It's Cockney, it's rhyming slang. What's Cockney? It's a part of London. What's London? It's a city in the UK. What's the UK? It's another country. What's another country? Well, that's your whole goddamn problem right there. Thank you.
Please don't go. Phil might come back.
You are, so you're Canadian.
Phil got me all worked up. It's either this or I bring my balls out.
But you haven't got any.
Yeah, no.
You got no balls?
They've shrunk.
They're in the wife's purse, and how do you know?
I stole her purse.
That's it.
Good, that's good enough.
Right.
But you're Canadian, aren't you, Mike?
Yes,
you're not
sir,
actually
I am.
American. To people who must mistake you for American all the time, do
Well, I'm a loudmouth asshole, so you can... I make the mistake myself every so often. The one thing I love about America is they're not us. And they'll always be there for us. Because you, my friends, my free-range Canadians, as I like to call the Australians, you people, you don't know. You live free in nice weather with no French people. Must be lovely. Living next door to America is like living next door to like the world's drunkest, weirdest family. Canada just got, you know, we just get on the border every so often and just wave at them like, are you okay today? You don't know we're here, so you're not going to invade. You know? If they thought we were a different country, they would have bombed us by now.
But I was going to say, that the only problem I find with America is that they just don't make an effort to kind of appreciate anybody else.
Yeah.
I found myself in New York, in Harlem, where you think I'd fit in, mofo. and I went into a bank and I said, excuse me, my dear, I'd like some traveller's checks. And she
like any black man in Harlem would say. Excuse me, madam. Excuse me, madam, I'd like some traveller's checks.
Yeah, but the point is...
I don't have to get to a point.
Yes, you do.
Shut up, Mike, you're being American.
Sorry. My point was this, before I was rudely interrupted by Uncle Mike, is that I was trying to be myself in Harlem. And because the Americans don't share anything, they don't care about the world, the response I got from the bank teller was, say what? And I said it again. I said, I'd like to exchange these traveller's checks. And she went, hold on, hold on. Shaniqua, get over here. That's not it, that's not it. Then she went, alopecia, get over here. Anaconda, you want to hear this? Say it again. I'd like to exchange some traveller's checks. And then she went, are you from France?
I think he made that up.
I didn't, it happened.
I'm sure it did. In your show, which has been added another show.
Bitterness has no place here.
Bitch, I'll bitch. I don't care. I thought this was my day off. I thought, you know, they said, you know, want to do the Glasshouse? I said, sure, whatever that is.
How many wines have you had?
About 40.
Bottles. Now, the worst thing is that he's my uncle, really. He's my Uncle Mike. And,
it's true.
And we're in the back, we're going, how are we going to play this? And I was going, Mike, be nice. And he went, I don't do nice. I don't do nice. You've seen it.
You're on the cameras for 10 minutes. You couldn't keep that back? You had
Shut up.
There's children watching, Mike.
I got to be honest with you. After they saw Phil K's nuts, even the kids are drinking right now.
The thing that bugged me about that the most is he tried that out before he came here. Like he dropped his pants right in front of me. Like, is that funny? He's that much of a professional.
Yeah. This is like a really posh version of Jerry Springer.
Some of the roads making news this week.
Oh, Jesus.
Houston? Houston, we really do have a problem.
The scary thing about that is she actually thinks she's talking on a mobile phone.
You know, I have to say, and for all the kids watching, that this is what drugs and alcohol does to you. I mean, not a lot of you might know this, but I've dabbled in both. And several years ago, I was a tall, attractive black woman with a voice like an angel.
I think that's what happens when you're married to Bobby Brown for too long.
Wow.
Look at her face. She looked like a monkey.
Now, if I said that, the show would be over. Because that's the first thing I thought. Planet of the Apes, that's what that woman... That's Cornelius's wife. I'm glad you're here, nephew.
Get that racist Wilmot out of town.
Shut up.
Shut up,
you. Shut up.
That's fighting talk, mate.
Yeah, let's kiss.
I'm from South London, too.
Yeah,
I'll cut you up, you know. I'll cut you up, blood. I have no idea what that means.
You know, there's a BBC translation service you might be able to use.
Oh, Christ, the guy in the middle has shit hair.
Donald Trump with the people who'd have sex with him if he didn't have money.
I'm Donald Trump. No, I'm Donald Trump. No, I'm Donald Trump.
Please, sir, let go.
I think it's better if you just focus on the guy's head and you don't need any kind of words. All you need to hear is...
Hello, little girl. I've been at this school for 50 years. I'm a slow learner.
I think she's going, Mummy, the man with no lips is trying to smile.
And the kids in the background, look, our hands are melting.
Yes, it's time to award the coveted Glasshouse trophy, which this week is called... And the winner of the Mother of a Country shallow end of the gene pool is a British tourist, James Farrow, who went hiking in the Blue Mountains National Park. Unfortunately, he became disorientated and exhausted and had to be rescued by helicopter. A week later, ignoring advice from the cops, James returned to get his backpack. Only to become disorientated and exhausted again, then rescued again. He's now been fined $3,000 and given a 2-year good behaviour bond. Hey, James, where the bloody hell are ya? Well, that's about it for Wednesday, the May the 3rd. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Peter and Phil, of course. And let's take a look at tomorrow's headlines. From The Age, language tests for citizenship must be able to say Aussie and Oi. The UK Mail says tabloids predict wedding for Prince William and Queen predicts deadly high-speed car chase for fiancé. The New York Post has defied Iran to hide its nukes from the UN. Uh-oh, here we go again. And in the Hobart Mercury, Pete Doherty drug photo a hoax. Syringe is actually Kate Moss. Good night.
Hi, Robbie Buck from Triple J's afternoon show Top Shelf here, inviting you to join me each weekday afternoon from 3 for music, news and interviews. Tomorrow, Ross Noble, Adam Hills and the Logies Piss Take the Fuglies. That's Top Shelf, weekdays from 3 on Triple J.